Hello and welcome to the School Board Report. I'm your host, Konner Hines, and alongside me today is Mr. John Landers. Mr. Landers, thank you for joining us today.
Yep, thanks Connor. As we approach the end of the school year, it's great to be back.
Yeah, so jumping right in, last night's board meeting was held at Center Intermediate School, and I understand the board got a brief tour of a few recent updates and changes before the meeting.
Yeah, one of the things I've always enjoyed, my 14 years on the board is the opportunity to go have meetings at different buildings because we're a big school district. We have 6 different buildings, obviously elementary schools, our intermediate school, a junior high, and our high school. So it's great to go and see the different activities happening in each building. And, Mr. Masucci does a great job there. He highlighted the social emotional learning center room that was in the small auditorium, which is where we had our meeting, and as continued updates around security, just making sure we have updated security cameras, lighting, and signage around the buildings are all important things. So just really thankful to him for all he does at Center and all the teachers and staff over there, and happy to be at that building for the meeting. And our May 22nd meeting will be at Stadium Drive Elementary.
So let's start with the recognition at last night's meeting. I understand some big artwork was recognized.
Yes, and it was fitting being at Center. We got to honor a Center student, 5th grader Abigail Marks, won the Green Team Billboard contest. I believe there was maybe 500 entries, maybe, if I remember correctly, but the billboard is along Market Street in front of King Collision until the end of this month, so that was a really cool moment to be able to honor her, and it's got to be pretty exciting kind of drive by and see the artwork you did on a billboard in the community.
Yeah.
And then also BHS freshman and digital art student Dimitra Kutris won the Youngstown Columbiana Association of Realtors Fair Housing Banner Contest. Her banner reads, "Fair housing opens doors for everyone," is 30 feet by 10 feet. With a clear message. We had 50 students from our art department enter with great ideas and digital artwork. And the Youngstown Columbiana Association of Realtors donated $3,500 to the BHS art department to use for technology. And I really appreciated what Mrs. Birch said at the meeting last night. For students who are interested in graphic design or marketing or being able to tell that story, this is actually like a real project you would see in the real world. You had a client, or in this case, a community organization, saying, hey, we want a banner that does this. It's up to our students to interpret that and kind of pitch their design and make sure that it met the needs. So I think, as they go on to build their portfolio, and enter, the world post-college, and into their careers, that's a skill set that they're going to have to learn to be able to kind of interpret an idea, into design and be able to pitch it to a client. Very similar to what all of you do here in BSTN.
Yes, and moreover, you also recognized Middle School Athletic Director Chuck Schiffauer for this statewide honor. Can you tell us more about this honor?
Sure. Mr. Schiffauer does a great job at Glenwood Junior High and kind of managing and coordinating the athletics. Literally earlier on Monday afternoon, yesterday, before the board meeting, he was at the Spire Institute in Geneva, Ohio, where he was honored as the Middle School Athletic Director of the Year in Northeast Ohio. So really grateful and thankful for him to receive that honor. There's 7 junior high sports at Glenwood, and that's a total of 18 teams, and really recognizes service, leadership, and involvement at the local level. And I know all of us, and especially the team at Glenwood and the students at Glenwood, are very happy to have Mr. Schiffauer in that role.
Yes, and while we're on the topic of Center and Glenwood, can we give more insight into the air conditioning and the recent voting that happened?
Sure. So, last night we voted on a resolution to move forward with air conditioning at Glenwood Junior High and Center Intermediate. Glenwood's project will be what's called a mini split unit, and that's being funded by ESSER dollars. That will be at a cost of the district of about approximately $830,000 through a company called Amoresco, I believe, who we worked with before. And then Center Intermediate, which is a different building, especially because of its age and the potential investment, we'll focus on mini splits in the cafeteria on the 3rd floor, but in the classrooms it will be more kind of like individual units. That was a cost-effective way to do it for that building, because obviously, as we've talked about before on this kind of segment, we need to determine a future plan for Center, and we thought this was a good investment for the community, but also something we know how warm it gets in mid to late August, when we start the school year, to make the temperatures in that building better. That will be a cost of about $135,000 to the same company. And then probably around this time last year, we did approve air conditioning in the elementary schools through mini splits as well. That work has been going on in the evenings as to not disrupt classes and everything going on in the buildings. And we are hopeful that it should be ready before the start of the next school year, and we'll continue to provide updates on that to the community, whether it be through the board report or through Remind or newsletters.
Yes, and while we're investing a lot into the building, we're also investing a lot into the junior high students as well with the recent STEAM night, and I heard it was quite a success. Can you give us more about the turnout and your impression of the overall event?
Sure. I took the opportunity to stop by. I know I saw some of the BSTN crew members there as well, doing some filming and interviews. So there's a lot of hand-on stations. Students, like the junior high students, were kind of leading each of the stations. So if it was a elementary school student or a younger student, that was, I think, a really good opportunity for them to provide that hands-on experience, but also get to teach that a little bit, because I think that's a whole different experience when you get to do that. But we saw some 3D pens. There were some students working on kind of a stop motion animation, which I think was pretty popular. We saw our 3D printers and students using kind of the computer-aided design programs to do 3D printing. We also did have the Environmental Collaborative Ohio, or ECO. They brought some turtles and crayfish and some other animals, which is definitely not my thing, for those animals that live in pond, but I know there are a lot of students that enjoyed that. We also did a little bit of a Lego robotics competition, I think at 7 p.m. during the evening. And as always, the artwork was very amazing. We had ceramics and 3D arts, as well as coloring books designed by our students. And one thing that was really cool is that students kind of made tic-tac-toe ceramic boards, with kind of the X's and O's and the board being, things that kind of have connections together. So it was a cool experience, and looking forward to kind of seeing the little video that BSTN produced.
Yes, well, Mr. Landers, the year's almost coming to an end. Would you like to give us any more insight or anything else we can look forward to in these past upcoming months?
Sure. I think the end of the school year is always busy, which is great, and especially as we hope that the weather continues to get nicer. But it's a reminder that it's spring concert season. The high school band show is on Wednesday, May 3rd. I'm sure you'll be playing a starring role in that. We also have the spring sing for the BHS choral department on Wednesday, May 10th. Project Mayhem Spartan Stadium show with tickets going on sale this week. The date for that will be on Friday, May 19th. I believe it's an 8 p.m. start with a rain date of May 20th. And tickets are available from 8 to 3 at the BHS main entrance in the security office for $10 each. I think there's just so much energy going on in the building and in the complex this time of year. So there's always something to find to go, whether it's a concert, a baseball game, a track and field event, or whatever. So I just, encourage, the community to kind of stop by and see what's going on and enjoy a game or enjoy a concert. And I think, to you and your fellow seniors, I know there's not quite sure how many exact days left, but, enjoy these last little bit of days here at your time at Boardman High School. And
31 and counting.
Just kidding. I'm sure Mr. Konner would know. So, but just, enjoy these moments, enjoy these, things like the Spartan Stroll, and getting ready for commencement and the honors assembly.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe I'm here already. But Mr. Landers, like always, thank you so much for joining us today. Just a much insight. And guys, there's a lot coming up, and I'm super excited to be partaking these last couple of weeks with you. I'm Konner Hines for BSTN, and have a great day, Boardman.